All right, in today's video, I'm going to give you 7 signs that you might not be ready to move abroad. So if you're not sure, definitely watch this video. And if you think you are ready and you pass all the 7 signs, you might be good to go. So watch and find out. All right, so hi, I'm Lindsay. I make videos about teaching and living abroad in Spain. And now that I've moved back to the States and I'm living in South Florida in the Miami area, I will be making more videos about living and teaching in Miami. So if you're interested in either one of those topics, definitely subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And share this video with a friend who might be thinking about moving abroad. And definitely give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot when I make these videos. I would really appreciate that. So let's get into the videos. All right, sign number 7. Sign number 7 is you can't live without air conditioning, a dryer, or an oven in your apartment. A lot of rental apartments in Spain don't come with those things automatically. The most basic apartments probably won't. You might be able to pay a little bit more to get those things, but just keep in mind that if you're going abroad to teach in one of these language assistant programs, you're not going to have a huge budget, and some of those things are definitely going to be luxury items. But to be honest, most places in Spain, between October and May, which is when you'll probably be in Spain, it's not extremely hot unless you're living in the south. And for an oven, you can just get a toaster oven. For a dryer, you can hang your clothes up all around your house, or on this little, I forgot what it was called, but you can hang it up outside your window on this little kind of tendador. I forgot what it was called, but there's places to hang up your clothes. And in the end, you'll realize it's not a huge deal. And it's actually kind of more fun, simple life, less stress. Anyway, if you can't live without any of those 3 things, just keep that in mind. It might make it harder in your transition if you move abroad. All right, sign number 6, you might not be able to move abroad, and that is you have not studied the language at all. I would definitely give myself a solid basic foundation of important vocabulary words. Having a basic foundation is going to help you just survive, really, when you move abroad. A lot of people assume in other countries, especially Europe, that, they're going to know English. Everyone knows English. Outside the big cities, it's really rare to find a person really strongly fluent in English. And definitely practice oral language, because you can read and write on paper all day long, but once you get there, you're going to realize that words that you saw on paper sound totally different in person. So if you can definitely practice oral language a lot, that's going to help you the most. All right, sign number 5 that you may or may not be, ready to move abroad is that you haven't done your due diligence in researching the culture, the city, the location that you want to move to. So I'll use Spain as an example. A lot of people don't realize in Spain that the meal times are really spread out. So usually breakfast is something, in the morning, like anybody wakes up and has coffee and whatever. And then a lot of times they don't have lunch till 3:30. And then dinner can be 9 or 10 o'clock. And that can throw a lot of people off because restaurants usually a lot of times aren't open in between those hours. So you're definitely going to be shifting your eating times. So some other things to keep in mind are also work restrictions. A lot of people email me and they're like, "Hey Linz, I want to move to Spain in 3 months. How do I get a job there?" And especially because I mostly work and deal with Americans because I'm American, a lot of people haven't done any research to find out that you can't just move to Spain and just go into a place and fill out an application and get a job. Americans really can't get jobs in Spain unless they're teaching English in a special program, or they're married to a Spaniard, or have a civil union or something like that, or what's it called, where you live with your partner. Otherwise, if you don't have some sort of legal arrangement like that, you really can't get a job in Spain. So a lot of people don't do their due diligence and research what are the requirements. So I would definitely figure that out before you consider moving abroad. All right, sign number 4 that you may not be ready to move abroad is if you're really close to your friends and family. I know for me after college, I lived at home mostly during college, so I didn't really get out and explore the world. So for me, it was really easy to go abroad. But I had friends that like literally could not leave their friends for a week. I had a friend, she came from a really wealthy family, and her dad was willing to like send her abroad a year or however long she wanted. But she's like, no, I can't leave my friends for a week. So if you're really close to friends and family, you know, maybe a week or two trip to Europe, that's all you need. All right, sign number 3 that you may not be ready to move abroad is that you're easily overwhelmed by paperwork, paperwork in another language you're not familiar with, and maybe even not tech savvy. So when you are applying for a visa, a student visa, it doesn't really matter what kind of visa. It's a lot of paperwork, and it's also like just gathering things and organizing yourself, like gathering documents, background check, medical check, references, multiple copies, applications, and keeping track of all of those things within a deadline, and then applying, and then waiting, and then it's just like step. It's like 100 steps. When you're done, you have a PhD in like visa processing, but everything is very tedious. And if you aren't patient, and you're also not careful at reading as much information online and talking to people about how to do it, it might not work out. For example, with these teaching abroad programs, you need to like plan 3 or 4 months in advance your visa processing steps. I've had people, for example, you definitely have to have your visa appointment lined up May, June, July, something like that, early August. But I've had people that like, oh, I got my carta, which gives you your school assignment. They told me that in like, they're like, oh, I got it in July, but I was on vacation and whatever, and now it's September, and I haven't done anything. What do I need to do first? I'm like, you know what? It's too late. Like, you waited too long. You weren't diligent to get things done, and school starts in 2 weeks. You can't get this done in 2 weeks. It's going to take several months. So just keep that in mind, that you need to be patient, and you need to research everything you need to do months in advance. So those are something to keep in mind if you're considering moving abroad legally. Sign number 2 that you may not be ready to move abroad is if you have an underlying health issue. Typically, to apply to programs, you need to pass a medical certification, blah, blah, blah. Your doctor has to sign off on it. I passed that, but I did have an underlying issue that I found out a few months into the last time I was living in Spain that I ended up having to move home and deal with and take care of. But I knew that there was something, but I just didn't know what it was, and I just chose to ignore it and went up to Spain anyway, and it kind of backfired on me. So if you know you have something going on, get healthy first, and then decide, about moving abroad. All right, and sign number 1 that you may not be ready to move abroad is that you're broke, that you have no money saved up, you don't have really any savings or a consistent paycheck. You just really want to travel, and you're really, you saw a couple pictures on Instagram and you're like, yeah, I want to go to Spain, that's going to be so amazing, but you don't have any money. So, like moving anywhere, even if you're moving across town or in another state, you're going to have a solid amount of money saved up, several $1,000s. I would say at least minimum $3,000 to $5,000, because a lot of unexpected expenses come up, and everything always ends up being more expensive than you think it's going to be. So first things first, if you don't have at least $3,000 to $5,000 saved up, I would definitely consider waiting until, another year or two, so you have a solid amount of savings. Now, I know people that went to Spain on much less than that. They're always stressed out about money, and I can't do this, and I can't do this, and blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to live like that when I moved to Spain. Like, I wanted to have my money and everything in a row, that if I wanted to take this trip, I could do it. I could stay in a decent place, in a safe area, as a single person traveling, and didn't have to worry about things. You don't have to save up tons of money, but at least, $3,000 to $5,000, I think, is a minimum. If you have more, that's even better. And the more money you have, that you don't have to rely on the stipend that you get, you're going to have a better standard of living. You can afford an apartment with maybe air conditioning or automatic heat or automatic hot water. I forgot to mention that earlier. Not all of them have automatic hot water. So first things first, if you don't have the money to go abroad right now, it's okay. Just be patient and wait another year or 2 or whatever it takes. Save up till you're at a good place where when you move, things are going to go well for you. If you don't, it's going to add more stress on you and going to make it more difficult, and it's not going to be as fun. So definitely save your money, prepare, take these 7 signs into consideration, and if you do, you'll have a successful move abroad and a much better experience. Alright, so thank you so much for watching this video. If you found any of the tips helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. And let me know down in the comments, what are some signs that you may or may not be ready to move abroad? If you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comments. I'm pretty good about answering all of those. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.